extensive help and calls and emails to, as far as the Attorney General's office in New Jersey, which has cooperated, and different facts that we've sent down, in addition to what we have going on. It's a freebie. And in other cases, such as, I don't know, I'll name a couple, going back to the veterans flag burning and the famous speech that went over the airways regarding who controls this chapter and what's done, in addition to the young lady that came up with the one at the garden, and what kind of happened to her when she went up to file for her. I'm really confused. So I think until we can maybe just trash this completely and build it up from scratch and get a better understanding on some consistency of what's going on in this town, so statewide management's head doesn't explode every time something comes into them, I'm for this.
Councilman Davis, does that work? Do you have another question?
No, I understand the council vice president's position. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Lutz, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Frank said really what I was going to say.
Councilwoman?
No, I'll concur. It's been a little unfair. I tried to address this earlier last year, where we were only charging and subjecting one person, it seemed, to this ordinance where everybody else got a free pass. So we talk about equality. We got to treat everybody the same in town. So either we do it or we don't do it. Pick. So if we're not going to do it, we'll get rid of it.
Okay.
I concur with Council Vice President.
Agreed?
Scrap it.
Roll
Council,
call.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Council, I think that there's merit to the arguments that have been made, but I also think that there is value in having an ordinance that gives us the administrative authority to regulate these types of affairs. I would encourage council, rather than deleting this chapter in its entirety, to help fix some of the issues that exist and the differences between the documentations currently with the administration and what's in the law, and work to create a better framework that's applicable to all folks, as opposed to just deleting it entirely.
Do you have any ideas off the top of your head, Councilman?
As I have not gone through and worked on it, but I think that it would probably behoove us to discuss that in a work session as opposed to just deleting it in its entirety.
Noted. Roll call.
Councilman Davis?
No.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Phillipsburg?
Yes. Ordinance number 2019-10 has successfully passed. We now have the consent agenda. Councilman Lutz, do you have anything that you wish to be pulled before we motion to?
Yeah, 2019-45 and 2019-46.
Okay. Councilman Davis?
I'm good, thank you.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
I'm good, thank you.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Good, sir.
Okay, we can go ahead and discuss Resolution 2019-45, resolution of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Orange, State of New Jersey, authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement between, by and between the Town of Phillipsburg and Remington and Burlington engineers for the provision of professional engineering services related to the replacement of sewer mains related to the Autumn Ridge development and funded by connection fees paid therefor. You wanted to pull, Councilman? You get first, right?
Okay, could you explain what the 2019-45 is? In the same way 46. I mean, I see it's a grant application, but this is the first time we're hearing about it.
This was not sent to us prior to, correct?
Correct.
Would that have been submitted by the mayor?
45 was down to
45 we discussed at great length, actually. That's related to...
Was that the 1.3?
No.
No.
No, it's not.
Okay.
This was the offsetting for the, what's the word, the fees we received?
Connection fees.
The connection fees, Mark.
Oh, okay, all right, yes, we did.
That's what that's related to,
Okay,
2019-46.
that's good.
You're okay?
Yep, with the 45.
Anyone else on 45? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. 2019-45 is successfully passed. Resolution 2019-46, resolution for the approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Phillipsburg FIF Phase 1 Broad Street Project. Councilman Lutz?
Well, like I said, this is the first time I'm reading it. We have really no information on it. It's totally up to you, whatever you'd like to do, but I wish we had more information on it instead of throwing it in our laps the day or so before.
Mayor, would you mind coming up to the podium and letting us know what this is for?
Which, is this the Environmental Infrastructure Trust fund?
No, this is for the
grant.
LFIF Phase 1 Broad Street Project.
The Broad Street project. I do not know that. I don't know who put that
It's
up.
acceptance of a grant.
Yeah.
For the project.
It was put up by Stan.
It was.
It was. And as they get grants, as Rich would know in the past, they put them up. And if we're successful, I sign them, and then, before I sign them, we give you consent to sign.
Yeah.
But Stan will put a grant up to get it for a resolution so you can submit it.
Okay.
Okay?
The only problem I had, it didn't say anything about Stan,
Right.
any of the engineering or anything.
Mayor, thank you. Okay.
But if that's the way, then I'll agree to it.
I mean, I trust Stan. It's really up to this panel, though, if
Yes.
they want to hold it or go ahead and move forward. If there's no one that wants to hold it, I would motion to approve.
So moved.
Roll call.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes, 2019-46 successfully passed. We can now move forward to the consent agenda.
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes, 44, 47, 48 has successfully passed. We then move forward to the old business, which includes any old and table items. We do have a ordinance 2019-2, ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 67, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 28, Parking Lots for the Code of Town of Phillipsburg in order to designate certain spaces as veterans parking only. I would encourage the panel, since the mayor is in attendance, if they have any questions, it would behoove them to ask him now. First, we would need a motion to untable. And I will motion to untable this particular.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
This is just untable.
On table, so.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. Okay, so now we need a motion to, let's open up. So we need a motion to approve.
Would open to the public because it's a second reading.
Oh, yes, it is. Joe, thank you.
You gotta move it.
I
You gotta
don't,
move it first.
so I have to move it first.
Okay.
Okay. Motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Davis?
Wait,
No. Just
Sorry.
motion and second, now it's open.
Joe? Yes.
The problem is, now we don't have a draft on it. So whether it's a policeman who risks his life, a first responder fireman, a school teacher who might be working for a little bit less money than other places, except it's not so anymore. It could be a social worker exclusion. You already have, if somebody's disabled, they can get a parking spot, and probably easier if it's the result of warfare. Now, there are exceptions. I was alive when Eisenhower inserted into the Pledge of Allegiance under God. I was absolutely sure that was going to go down within a month or two. Years later, it finally got disapproved for school use in West. So it may be one of those things that nothing will ever come of it. But there are people, this is a paid professional army or a paid policeman, professional policeman or a paid professional firefighter. All of those people die or get maimed. They get hurt. It's dangerous. Then there's other people who are just do-gooders in fields. I would suggest you leave this alone and just be generous with your veterans who are disabled parking issue permits instead. That's my 2 cents. That's all I have to do. It won't hurt me if you pass it, but I think you should.
Appreciate your comment, Mr. Minor, thank you. Is there anyone else?
Justin Pierce, 111 6th Street, got it right this time. Couple questions. Stockton Street lot is still in line, so is it going to become line now that we're gonna put this in?
That would be a question for the mayor.
Another thing, I think it's a great idea. I understand what people have said, but veterans do keep us free. There's people risking their lives every civil service that we have. But this one keeps our liberties and freedoms that we have, and without veterans, we wouldn't have the solid ground that we stand on today. So I think that this is a great idea. We talked about 2 parking spots per lot. Is that enough? I know a couple of meetings ago, they said that we have like 800 registered veterans in the town, and is that gonna be do we still need to have the 10% of whatever that would be?
When I looked at your memo, there wasn't no restrictions regarding that. There were no restrictions legally.
Okay. Also, is there going to be, I understand that we have all these lots that we're going to put them in, but are we going to put them by all the veterans clubs that we have in town or at the municipal building?
So I'm glad you asked that question because I was going to email the mayor to request that the block be reserved for veterans around the Legion. It's not a very populated area. It normally is only used by veterans, but I do think it would be the best to give my preference. So I can't say whether or not he would be on board with that, but I would like to ask for that. I would like to make that request.
And also, are we going to put any at the schools?
I did not see that, but that's another thing I can ask as well.
Because I think that would be, we have veteran days at the schools, so it would be kind of, and it might get a little hard to show up, like 800 of them show up, but at least something's better than nothing.
I believe this ordinance is a work in progress, but I also believe that the sentiment is there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
thank you. Is there anyone else? Excellent. Of course. Yes.
Want me to just go again?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm totally for this, but I still like to put this on hold until the parking lots are lined. It's an incentive for the mayor to get the lots done and sign it, and then I still like to put this on hold until after every lot is lined.
Mayor, can you come back up to the podium, please? Councilman Lutz, you heard the request. I understand and appreciate what he's saying. I'd also, I'd be open to hear what your reply would be, are you willing to line the lots?
We line the lots as, we have a priority plan as funding allows us to.
We're-
We seal and line them as we did back on Cedar Alley.
Yes.
The signs, of course, would designate the veterans parking spot, and we can seal and line them at any time. I think it's more important that we get the signs up to recognize our veterans, and then I would proceed to seal and line those lots.
Do you have a time frame?
We do have a priority list of paving and lining. I can give to you tomorrow.
Excellent. Who are you currently working with for that?
Shelley McGregor put that together. We both put it together.
Okay.
And Stan approved it, and we can send it to you.
So that would be with Van Cleveland.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Does anyone have any other questions for the mayor regarding this particular ordinance?
I do.
Okay.
Has there been any traffic study with this regarding the percentage of veterans of population per the percentage of numbers, the spaces that we would have once the line, so we don't have veterans being bumped out of the number? Has there been any study involved residency, up the folks that are going to park, where they're going to park? The last thing we want to do is have, and this is brought up by a resident about a month or two ago, regarding fights, actually, over spots and what's been going on. So before we move forward, has there anything looked beyond what we have as far as the residents in town, the lots, the number of spaces, the percentages of that percentage? It's a Northwestern formula of the percentage of population per what your target audience is, which is this area.
I believe that the Americans with Disability Act dictates how many handicap spots you have to have within a parking lot. With this particular proposal, there's no percentage of veteran spots. I don't believe there's, for handicap parking spots on any street with a handicap resident, that there's any kind of requirements. I think there's 5 total, Councilman McVeigh, and I could not foresee any problems. But if you want me to check with other towns, I would surely do so. If that would make the council more comfortable, I would surely do so. To see if they have done so. All right?
Good, thank you.
Mayor, it'll save you an email. Would you consider making the area around the Legion Veterans Parking only? You don't have to say yes or no.
Yeah,
If
something-
you would at least consider.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I know that there was a motion to table, Councilman Woods. Do you still feel that same?
Any more public comment?
Oh,
It's actually a first reading.
Yeah, it's first reading.
It's the first reading.
Sorry.
Not a second. No.
No,
it's
first reading.
first.
It was read and tabled, it was not passed.
right, we didn't pass it. We
Oh,
read it,
oh.
it stayed right where it's at. Councilman Lutz, how do you feel currently?
I don't know. The way that the town was going today, I think I'd rather have it strike before I would put up the signs. That's how I feel.
So your motion to table still stands?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion to table ordinance 2019-02. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Giralamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McBain?
Yes.
Council President?
I'm going to say no, it's not going to matter. 2019-02 successfully tabled. Count for one. Ordinance number 2019-03 and ordinance number 2019-04 were recommended to be tabled by the sewer subcommittee. Does that still stand?
Yes.
Is there a motion to on-table either ordinance? There being none, ordinance number 2019-03 and 2019-04 will remain tabled. We also have a resolution 2019-38A. It has been tabled until the chief can appear, and it does appear to me that the chief is in attendance. Chief, you want to come forward? I know that we spoke, but I'd really rather the public have an opportunity to hear. By the way, it's not a question and answer session for the chief. It's just simple. I'd like his comments on record.
This is reference to the bond ordinance.
Yes, sir.
Out of subcommittee, we'd like to have a table until we can get all the numbers together. I think Councilman Lutz would agree that's what we decided on from that.
That's
meeting.
what we decided, and I said that I would go back to the council, and it's totally up to them, however they want to do it.
Yes, that's a recommendation from the subcommittee, and that's where we're at.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there a motion to untable 2019-38A? Okay, 2019-38A remains tabled,
That's just 2019-07.
as does 2019-07. Unless, Chief, you'd like to back up to the podium and tell us you want to keep that one tabled too.
Same remarks.
Okay, we're good. It's tabled. Okay, new business, the sexual assault awareness month, I don't need to jump forward, but the sexual assault awareness month, it is No, I know. So they want to place, I was contacted by an organization, same organization from last year that we had provided them permission to place the ribbons around the Chappelle Park area to commemorate Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I do believe this is something the council, I would like them to take into consideration and allow this organization to take part in. Sexual assault is obviously a very, very real, growing epidemic. I think awareness is key. Can I get a motion to allow them to? This would be a resolution, I imagine, yes?
Who is the organization?
Yeah, I get it for you, but it was the same, it was from the county. You would have that question, Councilman.
DaySAC.
The Mexican Youth Sexual Assault Crisis Center.
There it is. Ms. Day has it. Did you hear that?
I think they did it last year, too.
They did, yes. We provided them.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McBank?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. Okay. So we are going to allow them. Vicky, are you going to call them tomorrow morning? Or is it like
Yeah, I can.
you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Councilman Lutz, new business.
Yes, on 2/25, that was last Monday, I went to the town merchants and the UEZ meeting down at the Catholic Church. It was very, very interesting. I learned a lot. I got a lot of information, which is very good, especially from Joe Getz. I found out some information in 2017, there was 8,500 cars going across the Free Bridge, and today there's 12,000 cars. So that's a really big increase. We have a grant of $50,000 from the Highlands, and that's for business leads and service for the redevelopment. We also, as Joe Getz said, we have a $300,000 grant that is to subsidize rent for 2 years for people that want to move in, and they'll pay 20% of their rent for 2 years, which was very, very, I was shocking that the council didn't know about it, but I thought I'd bring it up. New Jersey gave us a grant for $300,000 for rental for South Main Street. And with this, they pay 20% of the normal rate of rent for 2 years. But I thought it was very, very interesting, very informed. I liked it a lot, and since I'm a member of the UEZ, it was very nice. Thank you.
Good to hear, Councilman. Councilman Davis.
I don't have any new business this evening.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Actually, just one thing. I had a note and I forgot to ask it when we adopted 2019-44 on the handicap Not that I looked at every single street on that list, but I did note Riverside Way does not have handicap parking designated in it. It is not ADA accessible. It's not designated at all. It's not striped for handicap. The only area that is separate, and that's privately owned. That is not part of the lot that the town owns.
That's correct.
So it's noted there, but it's not striped or noted for handicap.
So prior to us taking office.
I apologize, I meant to bring it up on the.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so the sitting councilmen who were here before us, and that would be Councilman Lutz and Councilman Davis, do you remember whether or not Van Cleef Engineering had ever come forth with some type of study with regard to handicap parking in Riverside Way?
I did. Yes, they need to put
You
10
weren't even in
spots there.
office yet, Councilman.
I know, but I came to every meeting. They need to put 10 spots in there.
Okay.
It's designated, it's not striped yet, it was supposed to be done a year ago, it's not done yet.
I believe Mr. Philly, Lane Philly brought that up
He did,
at the time of the meeting.
he sure
Yes,
did.
he did.
So you would pay attention, Mr. Feely.
How often do you get called Mr. Feely? I'm curious.
Since,
Not supposed to.
I gotta spend the meeting now?
Okay.
But if we could send a note about that.
I will. I will send a letter to Stan and to the mayor. Is he still here?
No, he left.
Okay, that's, yeah, all right.
That's it, that's all I have.
Okay, Council Vice President.
I'm good, sir.
You good? Okay. Flags, sure.
Head five, smile.
You don't smile, you don't cry. How can you not love this guy, yeah? All right. The only new business I do have is brought to my attention this evening. We've been struggling with a certain landlord in town. It's brought to my attention that the police, the fire departments, and the hazmat unit were called out this evening to 32 Heckman Street. We have been struggling with this landlord since August of 2017.
232 or 32? I know it's 32, but just to clarify.
32.
It's just
It belongs
232.
to Eric Einholz.
Yes, sir. I
Yes.
just want to make sure it wasn't 232. We wouldn't want 232.
So, we're gonna need to take a look at our current laws. Council, I'm gonna be in discussions with you quite a lot this week. Mr. Einholz hired 2 unlicensed individuals to go inside this unit and cut an oil tank in half without obtaining a permit, and it was half filled with oil. The oil ended up all within the basement, causing the neighbors to become overcome with fumes. They thought that there was some type of leak. They had called the fire department, police, and came on scene. They called the hazmat unit, who were going inside the home. We're having problems with this landlord. He is purchasing just about every vacant property that's worth less than $40,000 and then trying to flip it. And I understand that it's a business, but it's a business this town does not need. So I really feel that this council needs to crack down much harsher on these types of landlords. God knows what could have happened to the Moore family if they were sleeping. I don't know the dangers of the fumes from oil. I don't know if there are any. I don't have heating oil, but if that way, for the hazmat team to come out, there has to be some type of problem. So I'll be working closely with you this week. All right, thank you. Yeah, it was disgusting. But I'm sure it drowned the roaches. So, that's correct, and killed the mold. We can, that's all I have for new business. This is public petitions time, so that do we have something?
We don't have the resolution.
No, if I may ask to hold that.
Okay.
Because I just got it tonight.
Oh, okay, yes, this was tentative because we didn't get it, so I know it's on the agenda. However, it will remain held because we only had a couple hours to look it over, okay?
We can bring it up to work session if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, Vicky, work session? Excellent. Okay, now it's public petitions, time to speak. Step forward.
I'm Diego, 147 Lower Street. I am ticked off. It just is so convenient that every time the mayor does show up, right before public petitions, he vanishes. Now, in an interview with Lehigh Valley Live, he stated he is out there 24/7 serving the residents. I would like to ask him if he's in earshot, in what capacity? In what capacity is he serving the residents? He does not respond to emails. He does not respond to private messages. He does not respond to posts on his Facebook page. He does not return phone calls. He doesn't stay around to hear the residents' concerns and complaints and issues. He takes off. All I wanted to ask about was the Dan Walters Park sign that he has lied about over and over and over and over again. Seems like a petty issue compared to what this town has, but it's a simple question that he cannot answer. And there are several Oprahs that I know he has not responded to. He still cannot, and Case Electric still cannot account for $11,000 for the first year of Porkfest. They don't have anything. I'm just getting tired of it, and I strongly, strongly feel that his salary should be lowered to reflect his job, what he's doing right now, which is nothing but a flippin' Mardi Gras parade.
So I can kind of help you with your first suggestion regarding the Walters Park sign.
Okay.
We have Vicky to thank for that because she did go out to ascertain the pricing of what it would be. I know you were told that the Walters Park sign, I believe it was being repaired.
No, it was being stolen. It was stolen.
Stolen.
Wait, let me retract that. It was damaged and disappeared. And then the next time I asked, it was in the garage and it was en route. He gave me 4
I remember the
answers.
en route. It is $795 to get a replica sign similar to the exact one that we have.
I'll raise the money myself.
But metal.
But metal, so it will not rot. I do believe that because it was provided with grant money, it was a grant from Atlantic States.
Yes.
I have to check into the legality of
Well, yeah, he told me it wouldn't be the same sign. But we're going on a year now. He said it was en route.
I will.
You know, and his words, it was replaced by stupid sticks. Those stupid sticks are his. I'm sorry, I just feel that
You
his
don't have to be
pay
sorry, I
should
just don't have
reflect
an-
what he does in this town.
I
I'm sorry,
understand.
I'm upset.
I'm
It's
sorry.
convenient that he disappears before everybody has a chance to speak their mind.
I'm sorry that you're upset. I really am.
It's not your fault. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you for your time. Council President.
Todd Sidney, 378 Grant Street, Apartment 2, Phillipsburg. First of all, as a businessman of 30 years,